Hello there, Slamscape here. Today, I'm excited to share with you a new ship for Elite Dangerous, the Corsair by Gutamaya. So, what do you want in a ship? Speed? Firepower? Versatility? To bask in Imperial glory? Well, technically, this isn't an Empire-endorsed ship, but let's be honest. Gutamaya probably built this thing with a healthy dose of Imperial Slave labor. The Corsair's got it all. It's fast, it's mean, and it's built to handle just about anything the game throws at you. Whether you're bounty hunting, running missions, or diving deep into Powerplay, this build is a beast. Let's take a look. The Corsair is an excellent multi-purpose ship. It comes equipped with powerful size 7 thrusters, letting it hit a max boost speed of 600 meters per second, even fully loaded with cargo. It's also got a size 7 power plant, which has more than enough capacity to run things like limpet controllers, shield boosters, cell banks, you name it, and still have plenty of power left over for some heavy hitting weapons. Speaking of weapons, the Corsair packs a punch. It's got 3 medium and 3 large hardpoints, giving you a ton of flexibility and serious firepower potential. On top of that, it supports a size 7 power distributor, which gives you enough juice to keep those guns firing. Now, where the Corsair really shines is in its versatility. It's got a generous number of optional internals, 3 size 6 slots, 3 size 5s, and 1 each of size 4, 3, 2, and 1. That gives you plenty of room for specialization, or in our case, a full multi-purpose loadout. That said, this ship isn't without its drawbacks. Maneuverability is on the sluggish side. It's not going to win a turning fight against something like a Python Mark II, an FDL, or any of the smaller ships. It also has a relatively short jump range. This build sits at around 29 light years per jump. Not terrible, but if you need more, you can always throw in a Guardian FSD booster to help close that gap. We'll take a look at the core, optional, and utility modules, then go over some possible weapon loadouts. The core internals are where the necessary equipment to run the ship is located, like power plant, thrusters, life support, etc. For the armor, I would suggest running reactive surface composite engineered with heavy duty and deep plating in the experimental slot. Reactive surface gives you a buff to kinetic and explosive resistance at the cost of thermal resistance. You can offset this deficit with a hull reinforcement engineered with thermal resistance in our optional internals. This will give us about 2500 raw armor and effective 4000 thermal and 3600 kinetic/explosive. Next, for the power plant, I run a 7A engineered grade 5 armored and thermal spread as the experimental. This gives a good mix of power and heat dissipation, which you'll need for my suggested weapons, plasma accelerators. It'll still be enough power for pretty much any loadout though. For the thrusters, 7A with 30 tuning and drag drives. This gets us a cruise speed of 473 meters per second and a boost of 600, even fully loaded with cargo. The frameshift drive should be a 5A SCO enabled version engineered with increased range and mass manager. This will give you a single jump of 26.8 light years and a range of 170. I'm using the pre-engineered 5A SCO version, which bumps the jump range to 29.30 light years. Next, we'll run a 4D life support with the lightweight engineering. This will help our jump range, plus give us 7.5 minutes of oxygen if our canopy blows. For the power distributor, run a 7A with charge enhanced and super conduits. This gives us the best recharge rate in our systems, engines, and weapons. It's enough to keep up with 6 plasma accelerators fired at an almost max fire rate. For sensors, I run with a 6D with 3 grades of long range. This gives us a little bit better sensor range without increasing the weight too much. This is mainly done to help our jump range. Alternatively, since the ship has plenty of power, you could run A-rated sensors with lightweight engineering for the same range but a lighter weight. The optional internals are where modules like shields, cargo, and extra hull reinforcements are located and are how we make the Corsair a true multi-purpose ship. In our first size 6 slot, I recommend fitting a 6C bi-weave shield generator, engineered with reinforced and fast charge. Due to having a size 7 power distributor, running fast charge is the clear choice because it will give the fastest recharge on our shields between attacks. In my opinion, bi-weaves are the best shield to run on faster ships since you can always run to rebuild if things go south. When we add in some shield boosters later, we'll have around 1100 megajoules of raw shield strength, and with 4 pips to systems, about 5000 effective kinetic and 3600 effective thermal. For the next size 6, we slot in a cargo rack to handle cargo or limpets depending on our mission profile. For the last size 6 slot, I elect to put in a 5D Guardian Shield reinforcement package, which adds a flat 215 megajoules to our shield. If you don't have access, you could fit more cargo or a hull reinforcement package. In the first size 5 module slot, we put in a 5D hull reinforcement package engineered with heavy duty and deep plating. For the next size 5 slot, another 5D hull reinforcement package, but this time engineered with thermal resistant and deep plating. This will help offset the negatives of our reactive surface armor. For the final size 5 slot, I suggest fitting a 5B fuel scoop. This lets us refuel our ship from certain classes of stars, A, B, F, G, K, M, and O. This build of the Corsair has a jump range of about 29 light years and a total range of 193 light years, so I like to have a fuel scoop for longer journeys. If you don't find this to be a problem, you could always fit in this slot a size 5 FSD booster to add to the smaller jump range, or add another shield reinforcement package. For the size 4 slot, I put in a 4D module reinforcement. In the event shields go down, your modules have some protection. In the size 3 slot, we fit in a 3C Operations Multi-Limpet Controller. This gives us access to Recon, Hatchbreaker, and Collection Limpets. This will allow us to run most missions, hack holoscreens for Powerplay, commit crimes, piracy, and gather commodities and materials. Next up, we put in a 2G vehicle hangar if we need to use the SRV for any reason. This could be swapped out for a module reinforcement. In the last optional module slot, I like to fit a 1D frameshift drive interdictor in case any ships need to be pulled out of supercruise. Obviously, your optional internals might differ depending on your preferences, but I believe this is a good base to start off of. The utility mounts are where scanners, defensive countermeasures, and shield boosters are equipped. For the first utility mount, I like to put in a C Killworn scanner with fast scan engineering. The Killworn scanner helps to earn extra credits while bounty hunting, and also doubles to increase Powerplay merits earned from bounty hunting as well. Putting fast scan on it cuts our scan time down to 2 seconds. For the next slot, I fit in one of the pre-engineered heatsink launchers. This is useful for the build for 2 reasons. The first being if we accidentally overheat ourselves while firing our PAs, we have a way to drain off the excess heat quickly. The second being that running cold in a big melee can help us avoid fire and/or get additional targets off our back. For the third slot, an A-rated shield booster engineered with heavy duty and super capacitors for a 74% boost to our shields. And in the fourth slot, another A-rated shield booster, but this time engineered with thermal resist and thermal block to offset our shield's inherent thermal resist deficit. If you find your shield struggling a bit, you can always swap out the Killworn scanner or heatsink launcher, or both, for more A-rated shield boosters with heavy duty and super capacitors. Now that we have the base of our build all set up and engineered, it's time to take a look at some potential weapon loadouts. The Corsair has a big size 7 power plant and a size 7 power distributor, so there is potential to handle basically any weapon combination, within reason. The obvious choice is, of course, all plasma accelerators. PAs are pretty unique in that the majority of their damage is treated as absolute, 60% absolute, 20% kinetic, and 20% thermal. What this means is that regardless of our opponent's resistances, we'll be doing consistent damage to both shields and hulls. This is also dependent on being able to hit your shots consistently. PAs have travel time and inherit our ship's momentum, so they need practice to get good. They are more suited to a jousting playstyle. Fly in, dump all your damage in one shot, fly out and repeat. But that being said, they are a great choice. I recommend running 3 large and 3 medium PAs, all with efficient engineering. On the larges, I suggest thermal conduit or oversized. Thermal conduit increases your damage 1% per point of your heat level being 90% or higher, up to 60% at 150. Oversized adds a 3% flat damage bonus. Thermal conduit has the potential for higher damage, but at the cost of melting your modules. Either is a good choice for a little extra average damage. For the 3 medium PAs, I run one with thermal conduit or oversized, one with dispersal field, which helps confuse gimbals and turrets, and the last with target lock breaker, which causes your target to have to reselect you. Target lock breaker works better on other commanders, but it does confuse NPCs for a second or two, sometimes. Another potential loadout to try is 3 medium railguns and 3 large frags or pacifiers. They still require fixed aiming and jousting, but offer flexibility with a little better ease of use, especially if you use gimbal frags. On the railguns, I suggest short range for more DPS or long range for ease of use. On 2 of the railguns, I run the Plasma Slug Experimental to save on ammo and lower heat generation. Then on the 3rd, run Feedback Cascade to deal with enemy shield cell bank usage. On the 3 large frags, use Overcharge with the engineering for maximum damage per shot. Run one with drag drives to slow down your targets, Corrosive Shell on another to add a 25% debuff, and Oversized on the last one to boost its damage by 3%. As always, a combination of gimbaled beam lasers and multi-cannons are always a solid choice. 3 efficient medium beams and 3 large overcharged multi-cannons, one with corrosive, will do a solid all-around job. Let's take a look at the 6 PA version in action. So we're joining a bit in progress. I was doing some bounty hunting already, so we're kind of low on our shields a bit, but we're going to get one hit on before we get aggro. Key to hitting your shots is to boost and then fire at your fastest speed to give your PAs more momentum. It does take practice though, and you'll see I have to overcorrect or undercorrect sometimes. Works better with this ship against bigger targets. Yeah, see, I missed by a wide margin there. Now we're trying to recover my boost. Yeah, the ship hits pretty hard. Just have to hit all your shots. So, okay, yeah, 5% left. I think I might have missed one of the PAs, I'm not sure. There we go. Got him right as his shield came back up. Alright, so let's see. Looks like we have another Asp Explorer, and it's wanted. Let's see how quickly we can make work of this. It's dangerous, so it should have some decent armor, but with 6 PAs, put out a lot of damage per volley. Oh, we also clipped him a bit. It took off about 10-20% armor, so let's see if we can get him in one more shot. Yep, there we go. This thing is pretty strong. There you have it, two kills in like no time. That wraps up our look at the new Corsair multi-purpose build. If you want to know whether or not the ship can handle any task, the answer is yes it can. It's a sleek, mean, fast ship that can help you spread Imperial glory throughout the stars. With plenty of firepower to boot, the Corsair is a solid choice to become your hero ship. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on future builds and tips. Thank you for watching.